Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. So we are going to discuss about the OSI model and how the flow is happening. So we are going to break down this colorful and structured representation of the OSI reference model. This slide explains how data flows through the 7 layers of the OSI model. We are having a host layers and we are having media layers. So in host layers, these are the top 4 layers which focus on application level communication and ensuring the data is in the right format. And we are having media layers. The media layers help us to analyze the 3 layers handle the actual transmission of the data across the network. So media layer, the bottom 3 layers handle the actual transmission of the data across the network. And then we can discuss about the physical layer. Physical layer. The physical layer deals with the actual hardware, cable, switches and other transmission medium. The physical layer converts the data into the binary signal such as electrical pulses, light waves or radio signal for physical transmission, and then it will send from the data from the sender to the receiver side. So the data type is at this layer the data is reduced into bits and then they are sending the data from sender to receiver through the transmission medium. One of the major function of the physical layer is to move data in the form of electromagnetic signal across the transmission medium. It is responsible for movement of individual bits from one node to another node, and both data and the signal can be either be an analog signal or a digital signal. And then the transmission media worked by conducting the energy along a physical path which can be a wired medium or a wireless medium. Next one is the data link layer. So in the data link layer, this layer is responsible for the error detection and correction between directly connected devices. It also uses physical addressing such as MAC addresses, and the data here is converted into frames and then we are sending the data from sender to the receiver, that to directly connected devices. So the data link layer is responsible for moving frames from one node to the next node which is directly connected to each other. And then coming to the next layer, next one is the network layer. So in the network layer, the layer decides the best route for data to travel across the network. It uses logical addressing like IP addresses to ensure that the data is it reaches the destination. And in this stage, the data is encapsulated into packets and then these packets are sending to network layer sending from network layer to the data link layer. Next layer is the transportation layer. The transportation layer ensures reliable delivery of the data and it handles the error correction, data segmentation and the flow control. And also at this layer the data is divided into smaller manageable pieces called segments, and the data is transferred as segments from the transportation layer. Next we are going to talk about the sessions layer. So the sessions layer is responsible for the dialogue control and synchronization. It establishes a connection and it manages that connection, and if the connection is not needed, we will terminate the communication with the help of the sessions layer between the devices. For example, when you are streaming a video, it ensures that the stream runs smoothly. So this is happening with the help of the sessions layer. We can call it as data. And then coming to the next one, it is the presentation layer. This layer is responsible and it ensures that the data is in a format that the application layer and the user can understand. It handles the tasks like data encryption, decryption, compression, and format translation. So here also we are taking the data is in the same format. Here in the presentation layer we will contain a data which attached with a header function, and the presentation layer is responsible for the translation, compression and encryption of the data from the application layer. And the last one is the application layer. So in the application layer is responsible for providing services to the users. This is where the user interact with network applications like email, web browsers or any other file transfer. Its role is provided it is its role is to provide the network services directly to the user. Here the user readable format, the data will be in the user readable format. Human programming is happening in the application layer. That's all for today. Thank you for listening to this video. If you are having any further queries, please put it in the comment box.